Hey guys, welcome to 6 Bit 2 Inches vlog. So today we are going to continue our lecture on states of consciousness. This is lecture number 2. And about me, I'm NET JRF and set exam qualified. I have tried to add the important points in this lecture, and I wanted to add more points, but I did not because due to lack of time we have, since the NET examination is on 16th September. So do you can note down the points which you think is important in your notes while listening to this lecture. Hey, so can consciousness be altered? As we have seen in the lecture number 1, consciousness is all about awareness. Right now, you're conscious about your surroundings, and it involves your perception, how you're perceiving yourself, the world around you, and your awareness. So, it can be altered. There are two ways to alter it. One is meditation, especially transcendental meditation technique, in which some mantras are used and you chant it and completely focus on it, and that's how you alter your consciousness. It takes practice, and second is not a natural method, but yes, it can harm your central nervous system and cause more damage, which is drugs. So we'll be seeing about psychoactive drugs in the next slides before seeing the theories of hypnosis. Hypnosis can be defined as a psychological state induced by a ritualistic procedure in which the subject experiences changes in perception, memory, and behavior in response to suggestion. So, hypnosis, the key figure in the hypnosis is Anton Mesmer. He was an Austrian physician who practiced in Paris in the late 18th century. Mesmer believed that illness was caused by an imbalance of invisible magnetic fluids in the body, and that illness could be cured by re-establishing the proper balance. To achieve a cure, Mesmer would pass his hands across a patient's body, touch or massage the affected part, or simply wave a wand at the source of discomfort. Patients would often pass into a trance-like state, after which their symptoms would disappear. Mesmer's view of illness became known as the theory of animal magnetism, and his therapy procedure as mesmerism. So now we are going to see the theories of hypnosis. So there are basically two theories in hypnosis. One is state theory, uh, according to which the hypnotic responsiveness is the result of an alteration in consciousness that is fundamentally distinct from normal waking consciousness. And in state theory, you have to remember the name of Ernest and Josephine Hilgard. And according to this view, hypnosis represents an altered state of consciousness, and evidence of this view stems from people's reports of their subjective experience when deeply hypnotized. They report, for example, that responses to suggestions have an automatic and effortless quality. It is as if the subjects are assigned control over their behavior to the hypnotist for temporary period. And Ernest and Hilgard has also given this concept of dissociated consciousness, which can be defined as a state in which two conscious activities are simultaneously carried out with little or no communication between the two. For example, hypnotized subjects may describe their experience in terms of a hypnotized self that complied with the operator's suggestions, and a second non-hypnotized self that more or less monitored the hypnotized self. The second self has been called a hidden observer by the Hilgards. And there is second theory which is called as non-state theories. So the main name for you to remember in the non-state theory is Theodore Sabin. So according to this theory, hypnotic responsiveness is due to the combination of motivation to comply with the hypnotist's request and the ability to become imaginatively involved with specific suggestions. So for example, it's because of the role enactment. They believe that someone is able to hypnotize a person because they have this idea in their mind of the role which they are playing, and they have in which they have to comply to the uh, suggestions made by the hypnotist. So these are the two theories. So now we are going to study the major four classification of psychoactive drugs. So what is psychoactive drug? It is a chemical compound that produces a change in conscious experience. For example, it can alter your perception of the way you're perceiving your surroundings by altering the brain's normal activity. Um, and there are many consciousness altering chemicals out there. So we are going to study the four major types. First we will see the types and what it means, then I will give you the example. If you want to note down, then you can note down the names of this major classification and what they actually do, because I have involved only the examples in the slides. So the first one is sedatives. Sedatives decrease activity levels, it induce calmness and produce sleep. So for example, ethyl alcohol, barbiturates, benzodiazepines such as Librium, Dalman and Valium. They are also known as minor tranquilizers because they help because they are central nervous system depressants, and so they can help to combat or battle anxiety and tension, and that's the main function. So hence called minor tranquilizers also. Then second is stimulants. Stimulants are responsible for increasing activity levels and for enhancing positive feelings and heighten alertness in the person. So example of stimulants are caffeine, coffee, as you know, cocaine and amphetamines. So here is one thing you should know about amphetamines, that amphetamines can also cause schizophrenia like symptoms. So like psychosis, I mean. So sometimes when a patient comes, it could be schizophrenia, or it could also be amphetamine induced psychosis, which we call due to amphetamines. So this is one thing you should remember. Third term is psychedelics, which is known for its ability to alter perceptions and consciousness. It's a psychedelic was coined from two Greek words meaning mind expanding, and another term which is frequently used for these drugs is hallucinogens. So examples are LSD, lysergic acid, diethamide, which is produced from fungus, and the fourth type is miscellaneous drugs, which means the ability to they fall into, like, they can have the properties of all the previous three drugs which we have seen, and they produce mixed effects. For example, marijuana and PCP. Okay, so now we are done with this chapter, and this is concept check MCQs. So which of the following is not a sedative? A. Cocaine. B. Benzodiazepines. C. Valium. D. Librium. And the right answer is option A. Cocaine. Okay, so thanks for watching. Do subscribe and share the video with your friends, and stay tuned for more upcoming conceptual videos related to NET, JRF, set psychology, and for MCQs, which will be uploaded once a week.